Good afternoon, everyone. So, if you have any question regarding to the whole election process in Liberia, just post it. Because we are analyzing our election based on our perspective, in terms of what's going on in Liberia right now. Who love the country? Who going to be up? In this whole election process. Just a few concerns I have. As Liberian, some of us might be a naturalized citizen overseas here. It's essential that we conceptualize ourselves before we proceed for our entire election process in Liberia. Well, looking at the country of my origin, Liberia, I've been trying to kind of analyze somehow the election process and what come into my mind and who I think that have had right now for the country will be Alexander Cummings. Even though this guy exposure is not well known, but I just want the Liberian people to understand that it is not so much of popularity. Or you want to have, we have the population, but, I might not be, popular in the country, but that does not make you to think that I am not the best candidate for the election. Perhaps for some years, but we look at profile, because we believe profile building is one of the essential key to have an election in Liberia. So I just urge you Liberian to open your eyes to vote for the right candidate. You have to know the present profile that they have built in Liberia, and that's what we're looking at very intensively. We want to make sure whoever running for election have a profile, have a foundation, and people for their country. All right. So my own opinion was that it's just a matter of us looking at from our political angle to see who best can lead our country, and also that person should be a God-fearing person as well. Should know how to interact with people. Should be able to respect people at all times. It doesn't matter. People we want to be looking at while building the capacity to have our election in Liberia. If you have a question for me, you can post it. Because I'm just, I love to analyze the election process in terms of, what's going on in Liberia right now. I was in Liberia just last year. And, people say, they come and they will sometimes criticize, Liberia is nothing, it's not developing and all that kind of stuff. But what I tell them is we got to start having some positive attitude towards our country of origin. No matter what situation is, that's where we're born. We were born in Liberia and we came overseas here and are trying to make different, developing our life, trying to get, achieve, or whatever you achieve. But at the end of the day, that's our country. We that live in America, no matter whether you're citizen or not, you have an influence for your country of origin. Nobody, make you scared in terms of, what you can do or your contribution towards your own country of origin. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, fellas, we got to go back home to rest ourselves. Some of us don't want to be here, get old and die and, be, daycare and all that stuff, So therefore, your decision makes a difference. Everyone who on the line, your decision in the whole Liberian election process makes a difference, provided if you are looking at it from a very specific point of view in terms of what you want being done in Liberia. Now, as for me, I'll be honest with you, one thing that I'm seeing is our children, because that's where my focus is. You know, for the past 2 years, I've been trying to break the barriers so that our children can get good education in Liberia. So we want somebody who can rule our nation, the nation of our origin, that can be able to bring wealth to the country. Not somebody who already hungry. And this is a mistake we're making as Liberians. You know, if you get this message, or if you hear me, you can share it. If you want to share it with people, you know, out there, feel free, welcome. But start looking at how can we build our country? Who can come into power, you know, and be able to look at just not one aspect or looking at one track, you know, to bring them into government. You know, we should have an inclusion. We should have everybody taking part or doing something, you know, that they want to do, as long as positive, as long as bringing, you know, positivity to the country. These are things that we want. So this time down there, because, you know, one thing I know, Liberians' eyes are opening now. You know, you're just not going to come from anywhere. You know, I play soccer, I got here, I got this morning, so I want to, you know, run election. I want to, you know, get a jet and put my picture on it and say I want. No, that is not what we want in Liberia. This time, someone that live here want to come in Liberia and be able to live in peace. So therefore, we want somebody for the country, you know, who can seek our children's interests. Because this is one of the things that we really, really lacking up in Liberia. You know, sometimes we go for election, we win, you know, the first thing we want to do is want to enrich ourselves, you know, get money and all that stuff, you know. And we are tired. And Liberia has been struggling for a very long time. You know, so it's about time that we really open our eyes, folks. You know, once more again, if you got a question, you can post it. I'll be able to answer your question, because when it comes to politics, you know, some of us, we understand why it is very essential that politics take place within the country, and what can we do to be able to protect ourselves and also protect our country. You know, the virtue of the fact that I'm a Liberian, I'm a U.S. citizen, yes, I agree, but that's my country of origin. So therefore, I believe we all have influence, one way or the other, to speak our minds in this election process. Okay, folks? It's not because you live in the U.S., so you be like, you know what, I'm going to keep quiet, you know, let it do their thing, you know. No. It's about time that we, both domestic, international, the desperate, come together to be able to raise their voice in this whole election process. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's going to affect you somehow. Because, I mean, you might be in the U.S., and you might be a citizen, but guess what? You might have some relative that live in Liberia. And that's one thing, don't forget. All right? So therefore, the decision you made right now, what I've been through the media, what I've been through Facebook, what I've been through Twitter, it doesn't matter how you communicate your media, but if you don't make it right, you know, it's going to affect you one way or the other. Okay? It might not affect you physically, but it might affect somebody who is in Liberia that you have. So therefore, folks, you are listening to me. I appreciate you a lot. But, you know, my spirit just moved this afternoon to just, you know, get on the media to be able to speak my voice, because, by the way of introduction, I am the founder and CEO of Vision for Children in Liberia, serving our children back home in Liberia. And I know how it is. I know what our children go through. And I go to Liberia almost every year, and I see their cries. I know I have discovered a lot of barriers. You know, I mean, right now people don't take some of us to be very serious, because, you know, they don't know. One thing I know, when you die, then people begin to say, okay, you know what? Now we understand what this young man was doing. So we got to fix our house, folks. Okay? We have to fix our house. Liberia is a very sweet country. Liberia is a country that if we all put our voice together and be able to vote the right person into the chair, we going to all enjoy ourselves. I'm not here to criticize anybody. I'm not here to criticize government. I'm not interested in it. All right? What I'm interested in is how can we contribute our idea in trying to choose the right leader for our country. Because when you do some research behind Liberia, you will understand that that country already been struggling. Now, there should be a policy put in place whenever something going on a consistent basis, and there is no change. Then you have to come to yourself. You have to do some revision, because we are pushing up to the 21st century. There's a modern world we live now. So we want to be able to conceptualize the situation first and see how we can fix it up, as Liberian, whether it is international or domestic, it doesn't matter. But that's our country. This is a sweet land. I do Liberia, and I will go back for a minute. During the time of Zach and Zuba, when they were, when I was in Liberia in the 80s, they sang some songs that really got to my soul, sweet Liberia, all those old faction, those old saying, we miss that. We will losing our tradition. We are not trying to be ourselves, but we want to give people a chance from outside to come and rule our nation. That is what really affecting us. And it's about time we native Liberians come together and raise our voice. It doesn't matter whether you live international or domestic. But the problem here is it is time to give your idea. Use the media. Don't be afraid, folks. Okay, I give credit to Max Zuckerberg, right, for making Facebook where you can actually speak your mind, what you got on your mind, what on your chest to bring out. So it's so much media out there to express yourself, folks. Don't be scared. Nobody make you afraid. Politics, if you can't even do politics, but at least speak your mind, that you will be able to be a contribution towards this election process. So for me specifically, the man I'm looking at in Liberia right now is Alexander Cummings. I'm sorry. This man have a potential. I'm seeing not only his physical self, but I'm seeing his intuition. And I'm seeing his heart in terms of what he got for Liberia. I understand, his exposition. He is now well known. I understand that. But I'm seeing something in him. You don't have to agree with me, folks. I'm just saying, what I know, based on my own analysis of how I see, what's going on in Liberia right now. Because the mistake we make all the time is we try to choose people who are very hungry. When a man is hungry, you put him in a chair. The first thing you want to make sure he got his food before you even, feed anybody else. When a man is self-sufficient, when a man got what he already have and helping people, laying foundation, those are the folks that you want to vote for. People who have done something in Liberia. Don't get me wrong. Your opinion is your opinion. Mine is mine. I'm entitled to mine, and you are entitled to yours. And at the end of the day, we can put it together and see how best we can address our country needs. But our children should be the focus. Somebody who have heart for our children, because our children in Liberia have suffered for so long. They have the 14 years civil war that came in and destroyed their mind. They have gone through so many trauma. You know what I mean? And believe me, I was in Liberia last year, and I can tell you how our young girls are, how our boys are. It is not easy. And those are people that we need to be able to form workshop for, to be able to find some development activities that they can get engaged in, to be able to help the country. And these are things that we're lacking of. We sit in government, we are taxed to serve our citizens, and we refuse to do these things. And this is one of the reasons why we are not growing. We stay developing all the time because we fail to speak out the truth. We see the corruption, we don't want to speak on it because we feel when we speak on it, it is a problem. And we have to stop these things, guys. So let us be realistic, Let us think, guys, folks. Share your idea, okay? It doesn't matter what you're thinking. As long as it's positive, as long as it's something that can help the country, speak out your mind. Don't be afraid, guys. There is a time that Liberians open their eyes, whether being international, domestic, to vote for the right people. It is not easy, don't get me wrong. It is not an easy thing to vote for the right person to be in the chair. I understand that. But we have to now open our eyes. It is not about this person coming giving back a rice, I'm eating. My God is full, so I'm good. No. This is about the long-term goal. We should begin to think on the long-term goal. This person that we want to vote for, what are you going to do for our country? What are you going to do for our children? How are you going to build our children's future? Because, we are getting older. We're going to die someday and we'll leave. Should be the focus. The young generation should be the focus for everyone to elect somebody who can do for our children. So those are just what I'm going to share with you folks. Or it might not make sense. That's fine. And thank you so much. And I believe somebody going to listen to it. So folks, thank you for listening. The politics, you know what I mean. But think. What how you feel and what you think is very important. Okay. So thank you so much. I was just passing, for an interception. I saw the cop just now. I gotta, I gotta make sure I'm not gonna get tickets. Believe me, Liberia right now is at a stake. Like I said, I don't want to point anybody out. I don't want to criticize anybody, but please, all those big shows and putting my picture on a jet plane and trying to show off and all that kind of stuff. We don't want to put our country in somebody's hand that's going to damage the country. To be perished. You don't want to do not put somebody in the chair. All right? Someone always bought degree overnight. And our country is about time that we put somebody who is very skillful, who is very spiritual, who have heart for the country to lead Liberia. We are tired of suffering. Folks, let us try to speak on our mind and be able to put our country into perspective. All right? Any question you have, you can email me at mnohan@gmail.com. You go on Facebook. You can send I'll be able to give you a feedback. But I just want you guys to understand that it's about time that we rise. It's about time that we open our eyes. It's about time that we speak out as Liberian, both domestic and international, desperate. It doesn't matter where you are. Speak your mind, because you are a child from this. And I challenge you this afternoon to keep speaking out, to have a good election in Liberia. It's about time that our country rise. We cannot keep just selling our country to people, from around the world, trying to hide themselves to come and just destabilize our country. Liberians, it's our time of origin. We're going to speak out. That's our country. We love our country, Liberia. At the end of the day, we are going back home to enjoy ourselves, folks. So please speak on your mind. Use the media. Do not criticize people. Just speak your mind a positive way, speak your mind, give what you know, give your skills, sell your skills to people, tell people what you think, and believe me, those things help for our country to die down. We shouldn't sit for our country to continue making that simple mistake over and over and over again. It's about time that we speak out. It's about time that we show love to our country. It's about time that we take our time to analyze statistically, to analyze and bring out the juice of skills. Our children in Liberia, they need help. Some all heard their voice, and we are asking you guys to help us. Send your opinion to us. Ask us questions. All right? And we will, come out and answer these questions, because Liberia, I believe strongly that Liberia is going to rise one day. All right? I'm serving children in Liberia. People see you like, you're crazy. Like, oh, what is this guy trying to do? Why children? Why children? Because children are the foundation of anything. All right? You were once a child before. All right? I believe you went to school and you did something, tangible in your life, and you begin to give back to a similar thing I'm doing in Liberia. Okay? I'm advocating for our children. If we do not vote the right person into the chair, I'm telling you, our children are going to suffer again. Then we're just going to be repetition all the time. Repeating one thing over and over. All right? So my recommendation to you Liberians, I'm sorry, forgive me. I know you, but what I'm seeing so far from, the analytical point of view, I think Alexander Kwame should be the one to rule Liberia. That's what I'm suggesting. You don't have to agree with me, all right? Because we all have different opinions, and I respect that. But from what I'm analyzing, from the back research I'm doing, I think Kwame have a heart for the country, all right? I consider him to be a neutral person. Okay, if you have a car, when you put the car in neutral, the car cannot move until you put the car in the drive. Person, so I believe he don't know me, all right? But it's because I'm analyzing things. That's what I'm recommending him. He's nobody to me. He have nothing from me. I don't want anything from him. He don't even know from nowhere. But I'm recommending him for a reason, because I'm doing the research behind him, and I see his heart. I see him to be a man that when he get in, there is going to be some kind of a change. People, we are tired of corruption. The country is too small. We can't grow. You know what I mean? We waste our time procrastinating. We waste our time to criticize people, but we do not get what good in that process. That's just my point of view, guys. What I've observed among us, what making us down all the time, what making us, we cannot grow as people. Those are the barriers that killing us. Talking about our brothers and sisters, how their shoe lay one side, how they this, how they that. Those are the mentality. Let's think positive. Let's begin to think, how can we come together to help each other?